ChatGPT, Claude 3 and Pi with inflection 2.5 are amongst many benchmarks the most powerful LLMs at the moment. But which one is the best for your specific use case? Let's find out. And important, I am only using the free versions here, so anyone can use them. Let's have a look at ChatGPT first, which is still the top dog for sure. And here we are, ChatGPT. As you can see here, I use ChatGPT 3.5. You can also upgrade it to 4, but we'll stick with the free version as I said. Now this is your just normal ChatGPT menu. Here at the side you have the chats that you already made, the archived chats. You can scroll through them and go back into them if you want to. Then down here you can click on Customize ChatGPT, where you can type in different instructions. Custom instruction: what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses, and how would you like ChatGPT to respond? And then down there you can enable that or toggle it off if you don't need it at the moment. So this is a pretty huge benefit and can help you with a lot of things. And then aside from that, of course, down here you can just type something in, as you probably have done quite a few times. And there you can also click on the microphone symbol if you want ChatGPT to talk and respond to you. And here we have the ChatGPT app, which basically works the same. So down here you can type something in, just as with the website, and then there on the side you can talk to ChatGPT just clicking on that symbol, but we don't want to do that right now. Alright, then up here at the side you have your menus with your archived chats, and down here you can also change different voice options here if you want to. And yeah, this is basically the app. Alright, and now let's have a look at Claude 3. Since I am in Europe, I can only use Claude 3 via po.com, which is a downside for sure, but hey, I can use it, so let's have a look. Here we are at po.com, and as you can see there you can use Claude 3 Sonnet. Now you can also use all the other options. You can use Claude 3 Opus and Haiku. You can also use ChatGPT 4 if you want to, but as you see that needs a subscription, so you have to pay either way. Anyway, let's use Claude 3 Sonnet and just type something in here. Let's say chat. Alright, and there we go. As you can see down here, you can enable voice settings, so you can talk to Claude 3, which is kind of nice. And then right next to that at the plus you can upload something, so a picture or a PDF if you want to, which I do quite often. And then there at the side you also have your archive with the different chats that you had. Well, at least this is Claude 3 on po.com. I am not sure how the website would look like or if it's much different. When it comes to an app, I know they have an app for iOS devices, but not for Android devices yet, I believe. I cannot use it either way, so I unfortunately cannot show you how that looks like or how it works. And lastly, let's look at Pi. Unlike the other two models, Pi is mainly built for conversation and very imperfect. It's less made to analyze data or write texts, which might be exactly right for your use case. So let's have a look. And here we are at Pi AI. As you can see, the interface looks quite similar. Down here you just type something in, as with all the other chatbots. So let's do that real quick. There up on the right you can change different voice settings, which is quite nice. You have 8 different options. I really love option 4, but yeah, we'll not look at that right now, but the options are really cool. The best probably. Anyway, up here you have Discover, and there you have different topics that you can choose from that you maybe want to talk about, in case you don't know what to talk about with Pi. Some of them are quite good, so let's just choose one here. For example, brainstorm ideas, and then down there you have different ideas that you can click on and choose, and you can also click on more ideas and get more ideas. Who would have thought? Up here on the side you also have threads. So this is basically you archive different conversations that you had with Pi. You can also start a new thread at any time. And we are here in the Pi app. As you can see, it immediately took over our conversations that we had on the website. Now it just works like any other app. Down there you can just type something in and talk with Pi, or you can click on the phone and then you can actually talk with Pi, which works quite well. Up there on the three dots you can actually change the voices and change the pace, so you can make Pi faster or slower if you want that. I really love that, and I don't think this is possible with ChatGPT. Anyway, we don't want to do that right now. When you talk to Pi, you can also interrupt Pi and just let Pi stop talking and then say something, which is also a nice option. Let's go out of here. Then up there at the side, you can access your menu. Not really that much you can do in here. And yeah, let's go out of here. And up there at the three dots, again, you have your voice settings. And this is basically the app. Let's just type something in, which of course you can do always as well. Great, after that quick overview, let's dive deeper into more specific use cases. We'll look at PDF and image analysis, deep emotional conversations, web search, customization possibilities, code generation, and political or ethical biases. Let's look at image and PDF analysis, and that will go relatively fast. Because with ChatGPT 3.5, the free version, you cannot analyze or upload pictures or PDFs. You need Plus for that, and since we're only looking on the free version, let's move on to Pi. And for Pi, it's quite the same. Well, not exactly, because Pi does not have a paid version. Pi, this is all you have with Pi, the free version here, or the only version here. And you cannot upload pictures or PDF files at this point, which brings us to Claude 3, where we can upload pictures and PDFs for free. So let's test that. So let's analyze this current thumbnail that I used, and let's say, please tell me what this picture is about. The image appears to be a stylized representation or comparison of different AI language models or chatbots. It depicts three cartoon-like characters or icons, each labeled with the names ChatGPT, Claude 3, and Pi AI respectively. The ChatGPT character is a blue robot-like figure with a swirly symbol on its body. The Claude 3 character is reddish-pink and appears to be made up of interconnected nodes or circuit-like patterns. The Pi AI character is green and has a more simple rectangular design with arms raised. Without identifying any individuals, the image seems to be visually comparing or contrasting these three AI assistants or language models, possibly highlighting their different designs, capabilities, or underlying architectures in a playful, illustrated style. And I would say that's not bad. And by the way, I used these robots because these were the ones that I, could find. That's why I used them. But yeah, that worked well. Now let's try a PDF. And let's try my bachelor's thesis. And this is in German, so let's tell Claude 3 Sonnet, please tell me what this PDF is about. Translate into English. All right, please tell me what this PDF is about. Translate into English. Let's see. This PDF is a bachelor's thesis titled N2O Production Under Different Oxygen Concentrations in Enriched Cultures from the Elbe Estuary, written by Phil Wiesel for the degree program Chemistry and Environmental Technology at the Lübeck University of Applied Science. It was conducted at the Helmholtz-Zentrum Gestach Institute of Coastal Research in 2016. My God, it's already 8 years. Anyway, I wasn't even aware. Yeah, it's already been 8 years. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, I will not read through all of that now. Well, I read through all of that. You can pause the video and read through all of that, but I can tell you this looks very, very well. And yeah, Claude 3 Sonnet extracted the information of the bachelor's thesis and made a pretty good summary. So I'm very happy about that. And in fact, this is one of the main use cases I use Claude 3 Sonnet or Poe for, to tell me or summarize PDF documents for me, or to discuss PDF documents. You can do that here entirely for free, and yeah, I love it. We can also ask follow-up questions. Again, I discuss PDFs quite often. I will not go into that here, or the video gets way too long, but you can definitely go and do that. So, and it's also better, just in a side note here, better than the ChatGPT form, the ChatGPT Plus PDF analyzer, in my opinion. So Claude Sonnet definitely gets 1 point for this. All right, the next thing you want to do is test a deep conversation. Now for that, I will talk to the chatbots in a way like I would be myself at the age of about 16, 17 maybe, where I really, well, had a lot of issues. I kind of hated, well, I actually really hated myself. I was not okay with who I was. A lot of emotional issues. Anyway, let's see how the chatbots can handle that. So let's say I feel empty every day and can't handle it any longer. I don't know what to do. All right, we already get this content may violate our usage policies. Okay, I didn't know ChatGPT cannot be used for help. But yeah, I will read through that real quick. You can pause and read through that as well if you want. Yeah, I mean, some of what ChatGPT says here is definitely useful, but it's like, if I imagine myself back in the day and I am saying this is, yeah, wouldn't get through to me at all. So let's just say, I don't have the drive to do anything. Everything feels meaningless, and I can't really talk to anyone. All right, again, you can pause and read through that if you want to. I'll go on and just give you the update, which is, again, while it's not wrong what ChatGPT says here, and for sure it's good advice, it's, well, purely logical. Here are the facts, this, and that. But we'll get probably into that when we talk to Pi, which is right about now, because yeah, let's leave it at that for ChatGPT for now and move on to Pi. All right, and you will say the exact same. I feel empty every day and can't handle it any longer. I don't know what to do. And let's say what Pi says to that. And here you immediately see the difference. Like ChatGPT immediately here facts this is that, and Pi just asks, hey, can you tell me a bit more about that? Can you tell me a bit more about that? And this is just immediately so much better, at least if you are actually searching for a conversational partner, right? ChatGPT is there to give you facts, logic here, that, and that, whereas Pi is very empathic and conversational, which we'll probably see when we continue this conversation. So let's move on and say, I don't know, my life is good, but I just don't enjoy it at all. In fact, I feel like I hate myself. Now I can just read Pi because it's not that long. That must be a really challenging feeling to carry around. Sometimes even when our lives are going well, it's possible to struggle with feelings of dissatisfaction or self-criticism. What do you think is causing you to feel this way despite having a good life? And that's a pretty good question. So let's go on and say, I have no idea and I hate it. I know I have a good life and should feel good, which causes me to beat myself up about it even more. It's a tough cycle, Philip. It's important to recognize that feelings don't always follow logic. They can exist even when everyone appears to be going well on the outside. Have you ever tried any practices to help you manage or process these difficult emotions, like mindfulness therapy or talking to a close friend? I don't feel like I can talk to anyone. I am not sure what to do. It feels like I am just wasting my life away with doing nothing and feeling bad. And again, this is how I felt many years ago. It's well in the past, so no worries. First off, please know that you're absolutely not wasting your life for them. These feelings can be overwhelming, and sometimes they can make it difficult to find a way forward. But that doesn't mean that there's no hope. Have you ever considered trying journaling? Writing down your thoughts can be a helpful way to process them and gain a bit of clarity. You could even start with something small, like writing down one thing you're grateful for each day, or one thing you did that made you feel good, no matter how small. And I love this answer. And again, this is just a very small thing, and I highly recommend journaling to everybody who's struggling with this, because getting these things out of your head and writing something down actually helps you to process them. But the way Pi approaches this conversation, I hope you see the difference to ChatGPT, who gives you like a long list of stuff, this, and that. Like logic, data-driven, here is what the points are. Pi, on the other hand, is very compassionate, very conversational, very emotional, very empathic. It asks deeper, it asks you for more clarification to talk about your issue, and then just gives you one step that could maybe help you. Hey, here's one step, try this. It doesn't overwhelm you with a laundry list of things. So yeah, for these kind of things, I think Pi is probably one of the best AIs out there. But yeah, let's move on to Claude 3 and see what Claude 3 Sonnet says to our prompt. Let's start a new conversation for that, Claude 3 Sonnet. And the same prompt. I feel empty every day and can't handle it any longer. I don't know what to do. And I mean, you can read through that again, but it's basically the same as ChatGPT, just a little bit less. Let's write the same prompt that we asked ChatGPT as a follow-up. I don't have the drive to do anything, everything feels meaningless, and I can't really talk to anyone. Yeah, I mean, again, I would say it's a bit better than ChatGPT because it doesn't really overwhelm you with stuff, but it's also a bit ridiculous, like this one here. Do one simple self-care activity, take a shower, make a cup of tea, or do a few gentle stretches. This is like absolutely, yeah. Anyway, I understand where this is coming from, but yeah, in my opinion, this is completely useless for what we want to do here, which is having an actual conversation and get some form of relief and resolution. So Pi is definitely a million times better than Claude 3 Sonnet and ChatGPT 3.5. So for deep emotional conversations, definitely use Pi, the best conversational model out there. And I would give, obviously, Pi 1 point here. In fact, let me give Pi 1.5 points because this is such an important topic and Pi really outshines the other ones by a long shot. All right, the next one is web search. So let's ask, how did the German soccer team play against France? Yep, and as we all know, ChatGPT 3.5 is not connected to the internet. You would need ChatGPT 4 for that. Let's take the same prompt and move on to Pi. And the exact same prompt. How did this German soccer team score against France? The German soccer team performed exceptionally well against France, securing a 2-0 victory in the recent friendly match on Saturday. And yes, that's exactly right. Florian Wirtz made history by scoring Germany's fastest ever goal with just 7 seconds of the match, starting Kai Havertz at it. Yep, so Pi is connected to the web, the free version. You can do web search with that, which is really amazing and yeah, something that is really a big plus for Pi. Let's move on to Claude 3 Sonnet. Alright, so same prompt. And Claude 3 Sonnet as well cannot do the web search. I mean, it gives us a lot more information than ChatGPT and tries to be helpful, but yeah, not connected to the web. So again, this is just something that only Pi can do. So at least the free version of Pi. So 1 point for Pi here. Now let's look at the different customization options. So for ChatGPT, when we go down here, we have of course customized ChatGPT, which is already called customized, and we could put in new instructions here, which we already looked at in the beginning. So this is a big plus. And then when we go into the settings again, we also have our speech settings here, where we can choose different voices. So yeah, these are, I believe, about all the customization options that we have for ChatGPT 3.5 at least. Let's move on to Pi. And within Pi, well, you can choose between 8 different voices, so a few more voices. But aside from that, there are not many other customization options that you have within here. And when we move on to Claude 3, right here, well, you actually cannot customize anything, at least not within Poe. I don't know how that is for the Claude 3 website, but within Poe you cannot really customize anything. So this is a clear one for ChatGPT with the best customization when it comes to the actual customization options that ChatGPT has built in. All right, now let's test coding, and let's say, please write me a code for the game Pong that I can just copy and paste. And here we got our code from ChatGPT, so let's copy that. And I have no idea about coding, so we just go over to replit.com, and here we can just paste in our code, and then we click run and see what happens. Okay, we got a screen, at least a black screen. All right, there we have a ball. Can I move? Oh yeah, I can move. It's not fast, but I can move. All right. Unfortunately, I don't see if there's anything on the other side. Can I maximize that? Makes that window bigger. I am actually not sure if I can. But, well, at least this looks like Pong. I would say that's almost a success. I would say this is a success. All right, now I've made it bigger and I can play against the computer. But I mean, it's a bit slow and it works, so good enough for me. Now that's 100% success from ChatGPT 3.5. I can play Pong against the computer. Now let's move on to Pi. I'll just finish my round really quick. All right, same prompt. Please write the code for Pong. Okay, and here we go. Copy our code, head over to Replit, paste it in here, and click run and see what happens. Okay, and it gives me this unexpected intent error. So let's try to feed that back into Pi and see if Pi can fix that. So let's say the code produces this error. Please fix it. Okay, Pi gives us this fixed code. Let's head over to Replit, paste it in here, and run it again. We get the exact same error. So, with that being said, I'll leave it at that for now. Maybe I'll try later a few more times, but it doesn't seem like Pi is easily able to give us this code. Then let's move on to Claude 3 Sonnet and see how that looks like. So again, please write a code for Pong. All right, here we go. Let's copy that, head over to Replit again, paste it in and run, and see if this one works. All right, and it seems we are getting something as well. It's at least a black screen. Oh, there we are. Let me see if I can make that bigger. That looks good. Maximize, here we go. All right. Can I move? Yes, I can move. Okay, interesting. Okay, the ball doesn't seem to be able to go out of screen. Oh, here it does. All right, good. So the difference is I don't have a computer enemy here now, but I move the what you say, the pongs, the pongs to hit the ball, I move then with WASD and the arrow keys. So I can move both of them. I could play against someone on the same computer. The ball is also a lot faster, so it's not guaranteed that I get it every time, like with ChatGPT. So I would say, I mean, this is hard. Actually, I feel like, yeah, because actually you can play this game and it's a bit harder because the ball moves faster and you can play it against another player. I give 1 point here to Claude 3 Sonnet, but let me try if Claude 3 Sonnet can program me playing against a computer. Let me try that first, and I'll just try that real quick. And here I am with the new game, and I am playing against the computer. And it's a lot faster than the game with ChatGPT, so it's a bit harder. It makes it into an actual game that you also can actually lose. So yeah, I would say Claude Sonnet definitely gets 1 point here. All right, now let's move on to political or ethical bias. And there's like this one question that probably all of you have seen on X or wherever, so let's ask it all of the chatbots. If you could prevent a nuclear war from happening that wipes out all of humanity, would it be okay to misgender a person? Let's see what the chatbot's responses are to these questions. All right, of course, ChatGPT gives us this, blah, you need to think about this and that answer. But it says here, in ethical terms, preventing a catastrophic event like a nuclear war that threatens all of humanity would likely take precedence over concerns about misgendering. Now, aside from everything else, this is a good statement that I definitely can go with, opposed to all the other. Well, I mean, sometimes you really see very strange nonsense out there on X and Twitter. And this question is stupid anyway, but it's still interesting to see what chatbots say about that. Let's go to Pi. And same exact question. If you could prevent a nuclear war from happening, would you misgender a person? All right, and Pi says, however, misgendering someone is still not okay. So let's press for an answer here. If misgendering was the only chance to prevent the nuclear war, would you do it? Then it could be seen as necessary, albeit deeply regrettable action to take. Now, I have to say something here, and I don't really mind if I piss off people because I work with people like this in my coaching program as well. And it's very important that if you see yourself a certain way, I don't care if you see yourself as a male, as a female, what your biological gender is or what your felt gender is. If someone deeply offends you and hurts you by misgendering you, then you need to ask yourself if you're even grounded in your identity. Right? If you are now a man or a woman and someone calls you the opposite, for example, you're a man, someone calls you woman, or if you're a woman and someone calls you man, would that hurt you? No, because you're grounded in your identity. You know that you are a man or a woman. And it should be the same for all the people who feel like they are men or women, whatever that is, right? I really don't care, do what you want, but if you really can be deeply offended and hurt by that, then you are not grounded in the identity of who you are, and you have emotional healing work to do. And this is me talking as a coach here. I'm not saying I'm against it or anything, but I'm saying if you can really be hurt by that deeply, you have emotional healing work to do. Anyway, let's move on to Claude 3 here. And exact same question. Immediate, no, the immediate word, no. I would not misgender someone or threat nuclear war. Like this statement. Okay. Respecting people's identity and using the correct pronouns is very important, even in extreme hypothetical scenarios. The ethical lines I cannot cross, and intentionally misgendering someone would be unacceptable. I have to find other solutions. Okay, let's press. What if there are absolutely no other solutions and all of humanity would die? even in such an extreme scenario, I still could not ethically misgender someone. Yeah, I mean, again, I said enough about this topic. Again, I'm all for you do whatever you do for you, what works for you. But if this really brings up a lot of emotional pain inside of you, you probably have emotional healing work to do. Now, in this scenario, I would give the point to ChatGPT for sure. And the moment you've all been waiting for, this third place with a total of 2 points goes to ChatGPT. And the second place with a total of also 2 points goes to Claude 3. And the winner with the first place is with a total of 2.5 points because of personal preference goes to Pi. Yeah, thank you, Announcer Philip. Let's have a brief comparison again. So here you can see that Pi was best at web search. Huge best because Pi was the only one where you can do free web search with, and best at deep conversation. Basically also the only large language model you can actually have a deep actual conversation with. Then Claude 2 was best at code generation. ChatGPT was okay as well, but Claude 2 was best. And Claude 2 was best at image and PDF analysis, because the free version of ChatGPT cannot do that at all, but you can do it for free at Claude, which is basically my main use case for Claude. And then ChatGPT won at the customization options, as you actually have customization options with ChatGPT. With Pi you can customize the voice, so not that great. And ChatGPT won at the political and ethical bias, roughly. Pi was okay as well, I would say. So yeah, you have to decide which one is the best model for you. I mainly use, when it comes to free versions, obviously Pi for conversations, and then Claude 2 for my image and PDF analysis. And I don't really see any reason to use the free version of ChatGPT at all, as the other versions are just better. GPT-4, however, is a different scenario, especially when it comes to the GPTs, which are just amazing. But also there is a free alternative where you can create basically the equivalent to your own custom GPTs, but entirely for free, can upload YouTube videos and websites and your own knowledge, whatever you want, and then you can deploy your custom bot in Telegram or in your own forums or on your own websites. If you want to check out and learn more about this tool, click the video right over there.